Hi everyone, it's Dave from Land Power here. Welcome to another episode of Invest Power. I'd like to step back to a little bit of basics today. So, everyone knows what an offset facility, or at least I hope that you know, but most people are not aware what a redraw facility is and what the differences between an offset and a redraw is. So I thought, using this opportunity, I'd like to give everyone a bit of understanding on what the differences between offset and redraw are, and I'd like to do that by drawing a couple of pictures on the board so that everyone can visualize what that means. Okay, so let's get into it. Now, let's start off with offset because I think that's the one that everyone is most familiar with. Now, what offset essentially is a facility that links to your loan. So today you would have got a loan there to say loan one. Let's just call, say, for example, the value of that is $500,000 today. An offset facility is essentially like a transactional account that links to the actual loan. So, you can put a line there to say that's been linked. The offset facility can be attached onto a transactional or a savings account. So if you've got a savings account today, that can potentially be turned into an offset which links to the loan one. And as such, so say for example, we got $100,000 in the offset account, and what that does is it reduces the interest, the monthly interest repayment that you pay on the loan. So in this scenario, you're only going to have to pay the difference between the loan minus the offset, which means you're only going to have to pay the interest on $400,000. Okay, so that's linked, and that's 500k, and that's 100k. So in this scenario, you're actually not paying down the loan, okay? So the offset facility allows you to enjoy the benefit of paying interest on a reduced principal amount without having to actually pay down the principal amount. So it is quite flexible in that sense. Now, let's have a look at the other scenario then, the redraw. Now, redraw essentially is every monthly repayment, when you pay down the principal, you make extra repayments. So let's say, for example, you got monthly repayment of $1,200 as a minimum repayment. Okay, so bank usually deduct that. Now, you decided that you've got some extra cash, so you want to make more contributions to pay down the loan faster. So you might decide to pay an extra $300 every month, and that $300 would then become your redraw as part of the loan. Okay, so think of it like it's the additional repayment that you make into the loan. So in that case then, let's just use complete the same example. So $500,000 here on loan one. Now, the redraw component, assuming that you've actually made additional repayments over a period of time, I'm just going to use the same example here. So, over the time, you actually have $100,000, okay? So you may have actually paid extra, because you already paid extra. So what it does is instead, so the total loan, because you pay extra and you're also paying it down, what that means is it's actually, the principal is going to be $400,000, which is still outstanding, plus the actual $100,000 that you have already paid down. So if I want to visualize that, what that means is the redraw here will be 100k, and the loan one here will be 400k, and that consists of the total loan. Okay, so you will have the 100k that's available to taken out if required, but you are actually reducing down the principal. In comparison with offset, where you do not reduce down the principal, you're actually reducing the principal, in this case reducing down to 400k, and you say, okay, well, I now need a bit of extra money and I like to take out the additional repayments that I've made over the time. Okay, so a key differentiator between these two, first of all, offset can be linked to a transactional account. Redraw is actually part of the loan. So you don't actually get an additional transaction account that's linked to it, okay? So that just essentially gets paid every time. You think of it like every time as you keep paying additional, then this redraw component gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And this loan comes smaller and smaller and smaller. but you don't get transactional account. Now, number two, offset account, because the nature of the transactional account, you have full control of the actual money in there. So let's say, for example, you've got $100,000 in there today. If you want to take $50,000 out of it, no problem, because you've got full control of the funds. You can transfer that to someone else, or you can actually take that out as you like. In the redraw scenario, it's slightly different. Every time when you need to redraw the money out, because it's part of the loan, you actually need to, most of the time you need to actually complete a redraw form for the bank to actually review and approve in order to give you that money back. Okay, so it's not something that you can just go, I've got control of the redraw fund and I like to use whatever I like, as in the offset case. You actually need to ask bank's permission to give you that. And I've seen scenarios where bank refuses to give you money from that redraw. They might look at your current spending, they might look at the income that's coming in and decide that, hey, your income is starting to show that it's a bit unstable, so I cannot give you 50K from the redraw account. I'm only wanting to give you 20K in that sense. So, you don't actually have control of that fund. That's one of the major differences between the offset and redraw. Okay, so I hope that helped, and hopefully these diagrams actually help you visualize on what the differences of these two are. And if you've got any questions about today, just comment below or let me know, drop me an email. I'm here to help, okay? I'm Dave from Empower. Thank you for watching another episode of Invest Power. Until next time, I look forward to see you in another episode of Invest Power. Thank you, bye.